There are entrepreneurs and educators everywhere that tell you that you should just work more, you should just work harder, but they don't tell you anything about limiting the distractions in your life. And that's the most difficult thing I find for many of us to do, because whatever way you want to put it, it's socially unacceptable to, just work. Like, for example, like what Elon Musk did, worked like 100 hours a week. And I may strike you on this channel as very high energy, very high strung, that I work really hard. I do that so I can relax. Honestly, I find even if I'm sitting down and watching TV or I'm just lazing around, that I feel more stressed than when I get all the energy out from working, feeling like I've produced something, feeling like I'm moving towards something. And what that takes is consistency. So what today's video is going to be about is how to limit distractions as an online teacher and educator, but also as an entrepreneur, because I also come from that entrepreneurial background of digital marketing. And it's hard, and I struggle with it every day. But I find the biggest thing is if you have somebody who is hungry for your time and energy, and usually that's a specific person or a specific place, that's usually what stops you from being able to produce as much work as possible. And the thing that you need to do is completely cut it off, starve it of its oxygen. And what I mean by that is, if work is a really consuming thing for you, if your boss is always angry at you, and you want to rise to become the top 1%, you need to quit work. And that's scary, that's tough. Do you need to do it immediately and be silly? No. But maybe you should go on a 5 or 6 month experience. I'm calling it an experience, it's gonna be hard, where you make a really big savings, or you save a lot, you cut back some of your spending, and you create a cushion, a 6 to a 12 month cushion. So you can pay your mortgage, you can pay your bills, pay your phone off, pay your taxes, pay your income, and be able to actually, create work with work gone. You can actually create that company, become a writer, become a freelancer, do travel. Now, that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, and it's not easy to limit distractions in your life, because distractions are meant, they're not just distracting. We think of distractions like, oh, I got distracted. It never happened that way. If you hear a funny noise out your window, chances are you're still going to work unless you have ADHD. And I'm pretty sure I have it, but I can still work. But the thing that's really going to distract you if somebody actively seeks your time, because then it activates that guilt conscience. Oh, I need to supply my time to this person or that thing. And if you have a family, sure, you need to make a schedule for that. Wake up 1 hour earlier. If you have kids, go to bed 1 hour later. You got to make those sacrifices, and that's fine. But if you're just going to, in the middle of your day, give your time up to one person who needs it, or give your time up to anybody who asks for it because you feel bad, you're going to eventually become frustrated and resentful. So if you want to produce a ridiculous amount of work, because this is my theory, I think that you need to produce a crazy amount of work that also generates value. So I make a lot of videos, but I'm doing everything I can to narrow in and give you advice here. Those are the most important things for success. And if you want to be able to accomplish that, you're going to have to be doing everything in your power to be able to not just limit distractions, but stay focused and reserve your time for yourself and your production. So that's what I'm recommending you do. Sometimes it just really takes talking to that person. If you have kids, or you have a wife or a girlfriend or that boss or school, in some instances your professors will want to meet you. You need to tell them, hey, I'm available at these times. I only check my emails between 10 and 12. And that sounds silly, but it's true. If you want to actually rise to become that top 1%, that's something you're going to have to master. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here like an expert. I haven't mastered it yet. But I know what you need to do in order to avoid it. And the first thing, as I crack this code to figure it out, the first thing you have to acknowledge is you need to realize that it's not distractions that are taking away your time. It's things that are actively seeking your energy. So stop focusing on limiting distractions and start doing that hard thing, making that phone call, speaking to that person, putting your foot down and setting those ground rules that you need to conserve your time and your energy for the things you need to create. And you're doing that for your family. You're doing that for the world around you. You're doing it for a greater cause. You're not just doing it for yourself. Those people need to be grateful that you're creating something for them too. And so be it. They should follow your example. They should go and do that for themselves too. They should be independent and create something for themselves. So that's what I recommend you do. Just rely on yourself independently, you know? You can't really expect other people to not ask of your time, but you need to put your foot down and say no. And that's my advice. So if you're interested in online teaching, or you're interested in entrepreneurship or marketing, be sure to follow this channel. We have tons of advice, and we also have a series for international students and people who are specifically moving to Halifax, Nova Scotia. We cover some of the most Canadian content on this channel that has to do with traveling abroad. And we also have been to California, we've been to Europe, we've done some pretty cool things, but we're branching out right now in online teaching. So go ahead, follow the channel, and drop any comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.